Hey everybody, so today we're going to be doing the rear differential fluid swap on a 2021 Toyota Tacoma. This one is a TRD off-road and it has the differential lock, so the capacity is going to be 8.5 pints, which is 4¼ quarts. If you have the regular cab, it's only going to be 4 quarts. And if you have without the differential lock, it's going to be just barely over 3 quarts, like 6.1 pints. The drain plug is and the drain and the fill plug are both 24 millimeter. I did go ahead and get some new ones I'm going to replace it with here. They, I believe, are an M18 by 1.5, but it seems like everybody wants to keep the bolt size and thread pitch a secret. But compared to other drain plugs that I have, that's what it appears to be, is M18 by 1.5. On these, even if you're reusing the old drain plug, you're going to want to get new crush washers. Those are a one-time use item. You can get a pack like this where it has a random assortment, and they're very inexpensive. The 24 millimeter socket, of course, short is much better, less likely to strip it because they are very short bolts. Torque wrench, you could go with a larger torque wrench, but generally the big size, the 1/2-inch drive, that one's gonna start at 30 foot-pounds. So this one here starts at 10 foot-pounds. So I don't really like to go towards the bottom end of the range, just because I feel like it'd be less accurate. But that's personal preference, I guess. The other thing is a breaker bar. You'll probably need the breaker bar, and some brake parts cleaner to clean the housing after you get it out. Just make sure you don't spray it inside. The most important part, also rags, of course, and the drain pan. The most important part on this, make sure that the very first thing you do is crack that fill plug open. If you don't, and you pop open that drain plug, you risk the chance of your fill plug being seized, in which case, if it is, you have no way to get fluid back into the differential. I mean, unless you flip it upside down, which, yeah, that wouldn't be easy. So break the top one free. The easiest way that I can see to do it so that you don't get soaked in fluid is to crack the fill plug open and then hand tighten it back, and then open the drain plug and let it start pouring into the pan. And then after it started pouring, go ahead and open the fill plug, and that'll let it flow out a lot faster. That way, when you're pulling the drain plug, you're not getting a big gush of fluid coming out at you. And these are real nice. This pad down here, it's an oil absorption pad. It's rubberized on the bottom, and it's real absorbent, and you can wash it too. So that'll be good if anything drips over. Now on this, the maintenance interval is supposed to be 30,000 miles. I am way overdue. I'm around 52 to 53,000 miles, so I'm being a bad owner. But I went ahead and got this kind of drain pan so we can look at it and see how it looks inside, see what 50,000 miles does to the fluid in a new truck. Let's see. Oh, I think there was something else I wanted to say, but let me go ahead and crack these open and get set up, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is an example of what I was saying about that crush washer being a one-time use. Yesterday I broke the fill plug loose just to make sure that I could, and to check the thread size on it to see if the drain plug I got initially was the right size, which it was not. But you can see that this was clean right around there, but it has leaked out past that on the fill plug, which is not submerged in fluid, just getting the splash around. So you definitely do want to change those crush washers in there. Okay, so I wanted to show you what it comes out like with the fill plug in and without it. So I'm going to try to do that. But one thing that I would say is you want to warm up the differential so that the fluid flows out more easily, you get a more complete change. And you know, you're going to want to drive for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Get that fluid warmed up. If you got some dirt roads around, maybe go get a little loose with it. Slide the back end around or something, and once you get under here, go ahead and loosen your fill plug, tighten it back by hand, and then the drain plug here. Oop. And you can see how it's gushing out kind of slow there. When I open this, and it's going to come out much faster. So that way, you know, when you're opening it up, you don't have a massive flow just gushing out of your hand. So hopefully that keeps you a little cleaner. Okay guys, so I messed up on the maintenance interval. The 30,000 miles for dirt road driving is actually the transfer case, so that's what I'm behind on. But I also plan on doing that real soon here too. But on this, if you're doing any towing, then you do want to do it every 30,000 miles. Also heavy vehicle loading. And the fluid, when it came out, you notice it was really pretty clear, but when you have it in the pan here, you can really see it's not as clear as it looked. And in the sun, if you get the right angle, kind of hard to tell here, but you can see like a glitteriness to it. That's basically worn metal in there. As the engine's breaking in, that metal kind of gets ground down a little bit, and that's those flakes in there. It's normal. If you have anything big chunks, then that's something you would worry about. In here, this is where I actually poured it into first, and I don't really see anything. The drain plug has a magnet on it, and you can see there's metallic particles on there. We'll wipe that off here in a second, but basically that's anything that has worn off. If you have any big metal chunks there, that's something to worry about. But if we wipe it off here, sorry, you can see that's all that metal there. And get all of that off of there so that it can reabsorb more. That way it picks up as much of those fine metal particles as it can and gets them out of your oil. That's also another reason why I purchased these other drain plugs, is because this is supposed to have a stronger magnet, but we shall see. So I'll be back. Okay, so if you have a fluid pump, you won't need to. I don't think I'm going to, but you might want to remove the spare tire just so you can get access, if you have the bags, to be able to get it higher than that. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of push them up against the tire there. And if you need a fluid pump, this kind's real good. The only thing is I lost the straws on the bottom, and it's got a bunch of dirt in it. So, you know, if you're in a place that's dusty like me, like the desert, make sure you put that in a Ziploc bag, because now I'm going to have to buy a new one. But also, as far as the drain plugs go, this is the difference between the factory drain plug and the one that I just got. The one on the right here is the factory drain plug, and if I take this, I can just barely pick it up, but it wants to fall off. If I pick up this one, I can't hardly get it off. Much stronger, and so that means that's gonna pick up more of those metal particles in there, and if there's anything in there that might damage, it's going to be a whole lot more likely to get picked up. So you might consider upgrading the drain plug on these. And I did actually upgrade the fill plug too, because you can see there is no magnet on the fill plug. You don't maybe necessarily need it, but that fluid is going to be splashing around. So if you got an extra magnet there, all it's going to do is help pull out more metal out of the fluid. So that's not a bad thing. One little thing I forgot to mention, the torque spec on both the drain and fill plug is 36. I don't think I mentioned that, but 36 foot-pounds. Okay, so for fluid spec, you're going to want an SAE 75W85. Synthetic is best. And you want it to be API GL5 certified. So that's the most important part. AMSOIL is a really good brand. You don't necessarily have to get this one, but this is a severe gear. AMSOIL is actually the first company to come up with a 100% synthetic API approved motor oil, and they do a whole lot of independent testing, and they're very innovative as far as the products they have. I've used all kinds of their products, motor oil, gear oil, they have transmission fluid, the brake fluid's great, just about anything you could think of. The only thing I can think of that they don't have is for the transfer case, which on that one I ended up finding, I believe it was Redline. There's Redline and there's Ravenol that also make a gear oil that you can use in the transfer case. But yeah, you know, get which one you want. This is a little more expensive, but you know, it'll save you money in the long run. Keep your differential lasting longer. Excuse me. Keep your differential lasting longer, and you know, keep you on the road. Okay guys, so we are full here, and the way to know that it's full is once you have a full trickle coming out of the hole there. When you're on that last quart, kind of keep it up towards the top so that the bottom has enough room for the fluid to escape once it's full. Not a drip, but an actual solid trickle, and you'll be able to tell. It's 4 1/4 quarts in this one. You want to be real level. I am probably very slightly off from level because it does slope out to the street here, but it took most of all 5 quarts. I do have a little bit left in each bag because of the, you know, squeezing it out, but all 5 of them squeezed all the way down, so we'll see how much I get when I consolidate it all back together. But yeah, definitely make sure you have 5 quarts and fill it up till you get to that little trickle, and then fill plug back in with a new crush washer, 36 foot-pounds, and you're all set to go. So have a good one. Okay, so a tip here, when you're tightening the drain and the fill plugs, go slow because you're crushing that crush washer, and you don't want to over torque it, so just real slow on the torquing, and use 2 hands on the torque wrench. That way you don't take the chance of stripping it out because that head is real short. So 1 hand on the end of the handle and then the other one right around the head there to keep it from flipping sideways on you, because it will strip that out real easy, particularly the original bolts. Last thing was the brake parts cleaner. I have not done it yet, but clean up real well around the drain and fill plug, and even, you know, go ahead and get the axle housing there, but clean up real well around those so that if you do have any leaks, it will be obvious and you won't think it's just fluid that was there from when you filled it. So good luck, guys. Okay guys, so these bags are absolutely amazing. Once you get them up in there and you start squeezing them, the fluid just flows right out. As long as you cut the tip back a little ways, it really flows. So I kind of went down close to here when I was draining them, and if I wanted it a little more precise, then I cut it up there. Like on the last one I did that so that I could, you know, try not to go too much. But it definitely took more than it said. 9 pints should be 4.5 quarts. That's what I was doing wrong. I was counting it as 4 1/4 quarts, but 9 pints would be 4.5 quarts. And what I have left here, I would say, is probably about 1/4 to 1/3 of a quart. So it did use a tiny bit more, but very little more, and that's probably just the angle of where you're parked. So you might want to consider getting a little bit extra, just to make sure, get the 5 quarts just to make sure that you have enough, because you might go over the 4.5, and I think the front uses 1.5, so you might end up needing to get a 7th quart like I did for the 2 of them. But I'll let you know, check out my video that I do for the front differential here in a little bit, and I'll let you know how much I did use between the 2.